I went to bed last night. I woke up this morning, had some time to think, and Kevin Stefanski should be fired this morning. I'm looking at I'm looking at this game yesterday. Number 1 pick versus 144th pick. Cam Ward, he didn't play terrible, played solid. Weather, it's windy, it's snowing. Um, Tony Pollard, 25 for 161, 2 tuds. He played well, but I'm looking at Sheduer. I'm looking at Sheduer down by 11 in the fourth. Leads a comeback. Gets down, drives down the field. Game-winning TD. You would think to Harold Fannin Jr., who's been balling out. Bro, at 8 for 114, tud. So we get there. And I'm watching Sheduer Sanders come off the field. I'm like, oh, okay, maybe they're calling timeout. Why the hell do I see Quinshon Judkins and Wildcat? This is not college. These are NFL play. Wildcat formation does not work. Why do I see Quinshon Judkins line up to go, fumble the pass to Cedric Tillman, proceed to run around the field because he doesn't know what he's doing? And this is not Quinshon Judkins' fault. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know why Kevin Stefanski pulled Sheduer Sanders off the field after throwing for 350 yards and having 4 touchdowns. He doesn't know why either. Coaching, malpractice, sabotage at the highest level. I wasn't even going to talk. This is the first time I've talked about Sheduer all season. This is egregious. The first quarterback in the rookie, as a rookie, to throw for 350 yards and have 3 passing touchdowns since Joe Burrow. It's him and Joe Burrow. And this dude, Stefanski, pulls him off the field. Not once, but on the first touchdown, you could have just tied it. You go for 2. You don't get it. So now you have to go for 2. And you put Quinshon Judkins in a situation where he doesn't know what he's doing. He's like, why do we just pull the best player off the field? I wonder what Myles Garrett's thinking. I wonder what Grant Delpit is thinking. Devin Bush. Denzel Ward. I wonder what those players are thinking right now in the locker room. It's sabotage. It's coaching malpractice. Kevin Stefanski clearly wanted Dylan Gabriel, even with efforts from his wife, fiance, clearly has not worked out. Sheduer Sanders in 4 games already has pretty much the same amount of passing yards as Joe Flacco. And in 4 games, he's only 100 yards behind Dylan Gabriel, who played in 9 games total. I'm looking at this right now. 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, passing. We know he had that rushing one yesterday as well. To bring them back. I went off on this last night. Shout out to people at the Michigan Daily last night at 12:30 in the morning. Because I was hot. I have not seen anything this egregious with the Sheduer situation since Doug Peterson pulled Jalen Hurts in that 2020 game against the Washington football team then. Jalen Hurts put the team on his back, was most likely going to win the game, and put the Giants in the playoffs. And Doug Peterson was like, and I believe it was a higher power, had to be, because Doug Peterson pulled Jalen Hurts off the field for Nate Sudfeld. And then in the post-game presser, talked about I just wanted to see what Nate Sudfeld had in him. Nate Sudfeld had been on the roster since 2016. We know what Nate Sudfeld had in him. He was a third-string quarterback. And you took the ball out of Sheduer's hands, Stefanski. You know you were wrong. Coaching, malpractice, sabotage. Dillon Gabriel didn't work out. Sheduer clearly, anyone who thought that Dillon Gabriel was in any way more talented than Sheduer, if you looked at Dillon Gabriel last year at Oregon, bro, look at Cousins' performance in the Rose Bowl. Big lights. Cuz was down 34-0 mid-second quarter. Bro. It's coaching malpractice. I'm the Cleveland Browns players. Kevin Stefanski. He's lost that locker room. He's lost that locker room. There's no way you can go to the players and try to give a reasonable explanation as to what you were trying to pull there. Besides, like, trying to willingly lose that game. There's no excuse. A guy is balling. This is like I just referenced the Jalen Hurts situation, but this would be like if Josh Allen yesterday brought the team all the way back, and then for that 2-point conversion try, they brought in Mitch Trubisky or whoever like the backup right now for Buffalo is. And Sean McDermott like tries to explain to the team after they don't get it, like what they were trying to do. You don't take Myles Garrett, he had a sack yesterday. He balled out. Sheduer Sanders was the best player on that field yesterday. The passing game for Tennessee wasn't all the way there. Now we know that's not. Cam Ward missed 2 deep throws in particular. But we all know that Tennessee's O-line is not it. Every time Cam Ward looks up, someone's in his face. We all know that the receivers been dropping passes all season. So I can't put this all on Cam Ward. And the Titans defense is not terrible. Like, the Titans defense actually has some guys. So for Sheduer to come back, that defense, so Jeffrey Simmons, a couple of nice corners, they got 1 or 2 linebackers. For Sheduer Sanders in that weather to throw his way back to a potential victory in the wind, cold, dark, snow. For him to do that, and Stefanski, you pulled him off the field. Shannon Sharp said it best. I need the Department of Justice to open an investigation into the Cleveland Browns organization. Because this is just, it's out of hand. And let me pull this up here just to make sure. Just want to make sure I have my facts straight. Rookie QBs with 350 pass yards, 3 passing TDs, and a rush TD in a game in the Super Bowl era. Joe Burrow, Sheduer Sanders. And you pulled that man off the field, man. Once again, I haven't seen something this egregious since Jalen Hurts got pulled in that 20. I have to open the windows, man. There's like something going on in the room right now. But, forgive me for coughing a bit. But, back to regularly scheduled programming. I haven't seen something this egregious since Jalen Hurts got pulled in that 2020 game so the Eagles could get better draft position. The only reason I'm still okay with that decision to this day is that we got Devontae Smith out of that. Because, bro, like, because we on the Cowboys, Jerry was trying to get Devontae Smith heavy, and then when he couldn't do that, I think that was the Micah year. He just got Micah. He was like, we'll settle for Michael Parsons. I remember Skip Bayless gave like the Cowboys like a C- grade for drafting Micah Parsons. And hey, I mean the Cowboys were gonna mess it up anyway. We all knew Micah after 4 or 5 years was out of there, get to a winning organization that knows how to win, like the Green Bay Packers. But nevertheless, Sheduer, they did you dirty, dog. They did you dirty. They don't want you to win. They don't want the black QB. They don't want the black QB to feel comfortable, ambitious, boisterous. They don't want. It's funny, and this isn't a knock on him. This is like who he is. I want to preface that. I actually like this guy. Baker Mayfield is the exact same as Sheduer Sanders. Boisterous in college. He'll get in your face. All the noise, the attention, the limelight. Exuberant. Like has that, kind of like extrovert, like aesthetic. We all know Baker Mayfield, like is that dude. Even though they lost to New Orleans yesterday, I don't know what happened there, but Baker Mayfield did the exact same stuff as Sheduer, and everybody like, in Skip Bayless's words, he's a warrior. He's the ultimate competitor. He's this, he's that. But when Sheduer does the same exact, antics and, gimmicks, it's, oh, he's showing off. He's not that good. Look at his team. Like, they're not doing all that. First off, Sheduer in college never had close to the amount of talent that Baker had at Oklahoma. So we're just going to put that out there in case for casual ball knowers like you don't know much. Clearly, Oklahoma is much more talented than Colorado. Like, Huz had like some nice receivers, but that Colorado defense, bro, like we don't have to get into them. They're not it. But and yeah, so what Sheduer does the same stuff that Baker Mayfield's doing is he puts himself before the team. He's not a good guy. He's probably another Dion, just flashy, show off. Like, I don't know if an organization's gonna want that. And people just start to make up stuff and say stuff about a guy. Like you never judge a man by where he's standing because you don't know how far he's come. Never judge a man by where he's standing because you don't know how far he's come. Maybe if you actually took time to talk to Sheduer and you figure out why he does, perfect timing. You figure out why he does what he does, why gimmicks the way he plays. But bruh, y'all making up reports, y'all saying stuff, y'all even haven't met the man. The man doesn't even know you. That's some low ball stuff, bro. That's low. That's not right. And you do that in the streets, you catch one, catch a fade. And Sheduer is unfortunate. I hope he gets out of Cleveland, hopefully within the next 4 to 5 years. Goes to a team, that maybe at that point in time, 49ers, help get his career. Hopefully, if it's not back on track by then, because it is Cleveland, He'll hopefully get that career back on track. But nevertheless, Sheduer, it's not right. Um, they try to do this. We've seen it. They've done it to Jalen Hurts. They've done it to Lamar Jackson. They did it to Cam Newton. They did it to Michael Vick. They did it to Randall Cunningham. We've seen this story before. Bruh, imagine you won the Heisman and they tell you, yeah, Lamar, running back or wide receiver might be a better option for you. So why don't they tell that to all the other quarterbacks that could, dual threat run the ball? Why aren't they playing running back or receiver? Like, and there's some exceptions, like players that literally they told themselves, I'm probably not going to make it in the NFL at quarterback. Logan Thomas, Jacoby Myers, I believe Julian Edelman. They were like, let me switch to receiver because this isn't going to work out for me. Cuz won the Heisman. Best player in college football. Desmond Howard, Mark Ingram, Devontae Smith. Those type of guys. Lamar Jackson's with those guys. Baker Mayfield. Jaden Daniels. They told Jaden Daniels to be a running back. I almost forgot about Cuz. And they told that man to be a running back. Y'all should be ashamed. Y'all should be. And Ravens fans who are getting at Lamar, and we'll end with the Browns on this note. Sheduer should be the starter for the rest of the season. Kevin Stefanski, if he already hasn't completely, if he doesn't start Sheduer for the rest of the season, he will lose that Browns locker room. He'll lose it. Trust that. And on that note, we'll segue a bit to, another quarterback, but he that on the contrary did not look good at all. And the only reason I can think is maybe Lamar just wants to get his coach fired. That, like, every Lamar Jackson turnover looks like a cartoon. Like, I think we can all agree, like, week 1 against Buffalo, like, just Ravens turnovers in general look like cartoons. Isaiah Likely fumbling out the back of the end zone. Zay Flowers fumbling back the back of the end zone in recent memory. Mark Andrews. Lamar yesterday. Like, Pierre is going to run with you because you are the best running threat quarterback in the game. You know that. And you still try to throw it over. Like, bruh. Lamar, like, sometimes I'm like, Lamar, bro, we're not serious. Like, we got to be trolling with how bad he plays. And he hasn't played well this year. And my thing is, some of my friends yesterday were like, well, bro, he's nursing like a hamstring. If you are injured, same thing goes for Jaden Daniels, who got BTA before he went out the game. He was not playing well. And the Commanders' offense this season has low-key been better when Marcus Mariota's on the field. The stats say that. This is objective stats. Watching the game, eye test. What do your eyes tell you? That's what we're looking at here. If you are injured, get off the field. When Lamar was playing like stir fry against the Chiefs in week 4, I believe it was, or week 5, and he got dinged late in the third quarter. They were down 27-10, and he had already had 2 turnovers that led to points. Do not use injury as an excuse. If you are injured, get off the field. That's why I don't use the injury excuse for the Eagles O-line this year. Landon Dickerson giving up the 9th most pressures in the game. Tyler Steen, 4th most pressures given up in the game. Lane Johnson, out. Cam Jurgens has not been himself because of that knee. Jordan Mailata has not looked good. But all those guys, Jurgens, Dickerson, that are out, that are dinged, bro, Landon Dickerson should have started the season on IR because he's a Nick Saban Alabama player. Like, he's a dog. Like, he wants to play, and I respect that because it's your job, it's your profession. You get paid playing this game. But, bro, when it gets to a point when you're looking, obviously you're not looking as bad as Falafel, Buddy, they got over in Baltimore in 77. But when it's getting to a point like, bro, like you are an all-pro, Pro Bowl level guard, and you are giving up, you're in top 10 and pressure's given up in the league, bro, you got to sit down, bro. You got to sit down. You got to get healthy. Got to get right. And I believe the Eagles did not do a good enough job of that with him, with Jurgens, with Lane Johnson. They should have sat those guys, let them get to 100%, then bring them back and, hope that the O-line in their absence had, held up. But all that goes to say, Lamar Jackson, I think, is trying to get John Harbaugh fired because there's no other way. There's no other, reason why you play like this bad the last 2 weeks. But that's not here nor there. AFC is crazy. Obviously, last night, I picked the Chiefs because I was like, if Mahomes can't do anything with this poor of a roster, it's over. And I had hope. Texans, number 1 defense in the game. Anderson, Barnett, Hunter, Settle, Edwards, Al-Shahir, Stingley, Lassiter, Petre. Bro, respect to Jalen Petre, bro. Like you balling, bro. I saw that hit. I was like, we playing football out here. We playing football out here. Laid him out. I know y'all saw that hit. I was fired up by that hit. Shout out Jalen Petre. But nevertheless, the Chiefs dynasty is over as of right now. It's kind of like, when the Patriots had that really long, 8 or 9 year stretch, the first point in Brady's career. Then from 2012 to 2015, they fell off in a sense because, or not 2012 to 2015, but when that area of time frame I'm talking about, at a point, an early point in Brady's career, that kind of fell off because you have to retool, regroup. There's so many, it's AFC divisionals, AFC championships, but they were not in the Super Bowl like they had been every single year. Mahomes had 3 picks. One of them was his fault. Obviously, the one he just threw up for grabs. But I don't know why, one-on-one with Derek Stingley or Kamari Lassiter, go ball. Unless you have A.J. Brown, Cortland Sutton, Nico Collins, Jamar Chase, or Justin Jefferson, bro, just don't even throw it. At least Devontae Smith, T. Higgins. If you don't have one of those guys, bruh, don't even throw that John. Cause Lassiter, that boy's serious. He's part of that legendary Georgia defense. It was him. It was Chris Smith, Nakobe Dean, Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Nolan Smith, all those guys. All those guys. And I'm just looking at this this team, and Kelsey, it's time to pack it up. It is time, bro. You got to pack it up because that last, bro, you dropped the first one. Mahomes comes right back to you, and you proceed to not only drop it, but bobble it up for a pick. Like Mahomes, Rashee Rice dropping a wide open pass on fourth down. Like it's getting like Mahomes can't throw. Like Mahomes can't throw the ball. No quarterback actually, in fact, believe it or not, can't throw the ball to themselves. We know Mahomes actually did that one time last night. But he can't do that. Believe it or not, it is impossible. You can't do that. I'm just looking at this team. CJ Stroud, when he had to play well, he made the throws. They were able to run it pretty solid. Marks, Chubb. I guess because Chiefs' run defense is still solid, but they need McDuffie. That's all they got on the back end. Cook, Connor, their guys. They can't rush the passer. That they double team Chris Jones, and although Chris Jones he balled out last night, like the edges they can't get home consistently out like Karlaftis, bro. I did not hear your name called more than once maybe last night. Like Rice, Worthy, they're bro Brown, they're Jags. In the words of Steve Smith, they're Jags. They're not special. Kelsey, like bro, you can't. And what I said during the game was I was watching the game. Some guys, I better not see Travis Kelsey getting in Andy Reid's face for the rest of the season, or the defense's face for the rest of the season. I better not see that because you, sir, have in big crucial moments have come up short multiple times, and it's something that needs to be said. Because we keep it a buck over here. But yeah, Mahomes, if he can't carry this roster, I don't think, I don't think Tom Brady could carry this roster. Like, it's just not, because even when Tom Brady didn't have like the offensive talent per se, like Mahomes didn't, he had a defense, and that defense right now can be had. They can't get pressure consistently unless they blitz, sacrifice the back end, and unless it's Trent McDuffie, that pass is getting completed pretty much every time. It's kind of like the Eagles, where like CB2 right now for the Chiefs is like pretty much, and he's actually, I don't think he's as bad as like a Dory Jackson and Keely Ringo have been for the majority of the season, but it's pretty much a completion. He's not stopping much of anything. Matter of fact, so Chiefs right now sitting at 6-7. Unless because Baltimore lost, and Chiefs still have that tiebreaker. Bengals lost, so that really helps a lot of teams' cases, but the Chiefs, as of right now, it's over. The Philadelphia Eagles broke the Kansas City Chiefs. It's fair to say. This, they just don't. The wide receivers are not good. They should have traded. I don't know why. Two teams that are going absolutely nowhere. I know they're going on like a 4-game winning streak, but the Miami Dolphins are going nowhere. But the Kansas City Chiefs had an opportunity. Devon Achane and Brees Hall. And they did neither. Um, and I don't think they're going to be in a position in the draft to get Jeremiah Love. I think Justice Haynes is going to stay here at the University of Michigan for one more year. So I don't know who. I mean, unless off season, obviously they make a move. Wholesale changes are coming. Um, this is going to be because they let this roster get too old. They're going to retool, regroup. Expect next year's Kansas City Chiefs premier edge rusher. It might be Myles Garrett, bro. We don't know. It might be TJ Watt. We don't know. But expect the Chiefs to get a premier edge rusher, consistent number one wide receiver, probably get a younger, that tight end from Oregon. Now he'll catch the ball. He will catch the ball. And unfortunately for a lot of bad teams with poor receiver play, Jeremiah Smith, y'all gotta wait one more year for bruh. But Carnell Tate, I think Cam Coleman also has like 2 years left down at Auburn. Now I'm just thinking right now, Carnell Tate probably best wide receiver. I know Omar Cooper, Indiana. I don't know if he's graduating, like going to the draft after this season, but nevertheless, this team, they're not good enough. If you're playing with a guy that great, like bro, dudes are wide open dropping passes. Like if it's not like the DB made like a great play. Like Rashee Rice was like this, and the ball just like bounced off his hands. So I mean, you can't with Mahomes. Once again, one of those picks was his fault. The other two were like, bruh, like what are we doing? Tyquan Thornton dropped the touchdown. Like the receivers are just they're Jags. Nothing much more to it. But on that note, I will see. I will see y'all later tonight. This is do or die. For the Eagles offensive coaching staff. Like if I don't see something tomorrow, and Nick Sirianni saying once again real quick before I log off on this, John. Nick Sirianni saying like I got more involved in the offense this week does not like does not give me like encouragement, given that this dude is the same guy that in 2021 gave up play calling mid-season when the Eagles were 5-6, dead in the water, and then Shane Steichen fully took over. The Eagles caught fire, went to the playoffs. Jalen Hurts' first playoff performance, obviously against like Tom Brady and that Bucs team. Like we were not winning that with an aging roster as well, but it was still cool. Zach Ertz, Rodney McLeod, those guys last ride with the team, and obviously Shane Steichen took over the next year full time play calling, and we saw the offense obviously what that looked like. But it's do or die for this team. I'm gonna go out. I'm gonna go out on a limb here to end this. 23-17. I think Makuba's out. Hopefully we sign Marcus Epps to the active roster. And Quinyon, hope him and Cooper are healthy for this one. No Jalen Carter, that's obviously big, but clearly there was something wrong. We all knew there was something wrong with Carter because there's no way he's not playing up to his potential that we know he can play at. But no Carter tonight. Jordan Davis, Sojomo. I don't know if I'm assuming I guess Byron Young, Ty Robinson. I don't know what's going on with Cuz. But hopefully, his next man up will be Jordan Davis. Nolan Smith, I need you to have a day against those backup Chargers tackles. Jalen Phillips, Hunt, BG, friend of the show. I need y'all to hunt. But 23-17, Eagles fly high in LA. Hopefully will be the story. I probably will not have that video out till like 3 a.m. because I will be out till probably about 2 a.m. tonight. So, if y'all like start asking me, Paul, like, where's the reaction? Especially if we lose, like, y'all think I'm ducking. I'm not ducking. Shout out Michigan Daily. Shout out to the guys. But it's your boy, Talk PA. Always keep it stack. Always keep it a buck over here. I'm out, y'all.